Hi, I'm Maxine Kozler, co-managing director of LDR Ventures. How I raised my first dollar is we opened up our personal checkbook and we wrote a check. So we focus on female and minority founders. It wasn't intentional. When everything did come about with the issues in Silicon Valley for female fundraisers, and then it broke out in Hollywood and what was going on, we stepped back and we took a look at our portfolio. And we realized at that time, we had about 80% of our investments were in female or female co-founded businesses. And we were very proud of that, but we asked ourselves why. And it's funny because the reasons we had invested in these companies are a lot of the reasons that prevent women from getting funding. They're so realistic, they're so clear on what they can make and that they're gonna make that number. And we're not selling billion-dollar visions, but we're selling, really solid $100, $200 million businesses. And they were doing it, and they were never gonna miss their mark. So we love that. We just felt they had grit, they were realistic, they would never fail, they would never let that happen. And these were the founders we wanted to put money into. Since we come in so early and founders really need the help, the funding and the help, we're in a less competitive landscape than going in even Series A and definitely Series B. So that's been an advantage. Challenges, and we found our ways to get deal flow, so that's been very positive, but something you always need to work on to make sure people know to come to you. Competitive landscape. I think not falling for playing anyone else's game. I think we, every year we really see we have to play our own game, we have to stay in our own lane, and we have to be very disciplined about our thesis and our mantra and what we're here to do and where we're at today, and not get sucked into, hype, what everyone else is doing, the deal you have to be in. And actually one of the other biggest challenges that I've personally had to deal with is falling in love with a founder. There are so many wonderful founders out there, and I adore so many, but it's not necessarily a company you want to write a check to. And it's really hard to separate the two sometimes. My mantra in life, be kind. Be kind. There's no reason not to be kind to people. And, a very polite, no thank you, or it's not a fit. There's no reason not to be kind and to do your best to give everyone, their due, their attention, some respect. Definitely. Well, I have the greatest partner in the world, my husband, Andrew Drew Coven. We are definitely two people who make each other better. So that is a huge part of it, is my partner. And so many other people have great partners, and I think that means everything. And even founders we meet, when we see great partnerships. So that is a huge part of our success, and my success is our partnership. I think we definitely staying in our own lane, playing our own game, not worried about what anyone else is doing. We need to sleep at night knowing we did the right thing, whether it was going into a deal or not going into a deal. We need to, I think it's that kind of that mantra, being kind, being respectful. I think really following that helps us to make the right decisions. But I think, yeah, playing our own game, being very clear what that is. And I would say every 3 months we kind of analyze and review and decide, are we in the right position? What do we want to go into? Do we want to change, when we go into things? But as each deal comes along, we really have to just gut check and ask, what is the right thing? But we have a plan. We definitely have long-term planning. We're really looking at, this is a long-term game. This is a very long-term game. And we're in it for the long term, but you got to know that. And I tell that a lot too. I talk to a lot of new investors since we came very organically to the process. I talk about it like real estate. You're buying a building, the rent's going to pay for the mortgage, and maybe in 10 or 15 years you're going to sell it. And that's when you'll see money, and you got to think of it that way. profitability. More focus on companies actually getting profitable. There's a lot of young founders, especially, that have seen that the idea is for growth and big visions and big numbers, which is awesome, but not a lot of discussion about profitability. And as founders ourselves, or owners, or operators, that's the whole point of a business, to get profitable. So it seems like there's not that much discussion about that. My husband hosted a panel a couple years ago that black is the new black. Like, profitability should be the new conversation. Who is Maxi? I'm a wife, I'm a mother, first and foremost. I'm a member of a family. That is the most important thing. And then I'm a member of a community. And so the founder-funder community, that's my world. And I'm there to help in whatever way I can, whether it's sharing deals, giving feedback. I have one VC, I found her nanny for her. I just found a night nurse for another one so that she could continue to keep working. So it shows up in so many ways. My family, definitely, most importantly. And seeing people do more than they thought they could. And I just spent a few days at South by Southwest. And I was just surrounded by hundreds and hundreds of people who are excelling beyond their own beliefs and their own visions. And that's a very inspiring place to be. What's next? I think we're going to continue geographically finding more and more hidden gems around the country, at least to start. Really focusing on people who do not get the attention. We really want to shine a spotlight on the incredible talent in places that nobody's looking yet. My number one thing is don't get in your own way. Even if you have fears, even if you have doubts, know that that's what goes on for you. Know that's how you operate. Take a deep breath, push it aside, and do it anyway. I think it chose us. Our first investment was a very coincidental situation that it was introduced to us. That was Sweet Green. And we happened to meet someone on a vacation we weren't even supposed to be on. And we just kind of went with it. And, a huge part of life is just showing up. So if someone offers you an opportunity, at least be open-minded, explore it, and you never know. And once we did the first deal, we were hooked. We knew this is what we wanted to do.